Oh, I didn't check that. A little bit. Oh, for DoorDash, Taco Bell, and beer in the same order? No, because I love my intestines more than that. Also, no, because I don't want to give DoorDash money. I've never DoorDash, Taco Bell, and beer. I just go get it myself. Oh, what's up, Jimbo? Alright, so we're doing new tech, quote unquote. We're running timers. Usually it'll be 15 minutes, but for the start of stream we'll do 45, so they lined up. Take a 10-minute break, go back to studying. Oh. This is mostly just reading. But yeah. Oh, God. Professional stream. With it. But yeah. We got through part one yesterday. Wait. Actually, do we? I think we do. Okay, no, yeah, we got through all of part one. Yeah. I did like try to take a second because I was like, wait a minute. I've read some of this before. So tired. Storming early in the morning, which normally would be fine, but then my dog started whining. Then it's just like annoying. And then I woke up to find out that he went like down the stairs and pissed in front of the door. Uh, Sleepy. Was annoyed the first thing in the morning. Because it's not his first rodeo in this house, and the storm wasn't even that bad, so he had no real reason to piss himself. Outside of choice. For sure. Oh yeah, it was, because it was we were doing the debugging exercises at the bottom. Group characters. Who's our program which SC teaching us about the link? Oh, we did that yesterday. um, and a decimal part separately. I'm looking forward to Super Vibe on Friday. Probably gonna try to grind mastery to try the freebies. They said the mastery thing is running till the 8th of January. Probably gonna play a decent amount just to try to get some mastery up across different characters. Try to get as much freebie reward as I can. Oh, I used the wrong. Why did I hit this early bracket? Rolling. Needed it too. Oh, I forgot you could do that. Found that out by accident. You can just select the whole line and then just change the quotation marks you want. I'm gonna run that, but it should basically work. It's, Because then it'll check, right? So like age one is like say 20, age two is like 22. It'll go, is age one greater than age two? Nope. Next block. Age two greater than age one? Yep. Written L there. 20 and 20. It goes age one greater than age two? Nope. Age two greater than age one? Nope. Alright. Print this. Boom. Done. Alphabetically. Oh, I didn't know that. That's another trick they didn't teach us. That's actually really, yeah, it's actually really important to know. Uh, oh, is that something they taught in the course? I can tell you that much. At the very least, I don't remember it. To be fair, there's a couple of, like things they've taught in the MIT course where they like make like a side comment about it and then they go on. I feel little things like this is kind of important to know. That's right. I just have to make sure. It's been a while since I sliced an actual string. Okay, so if the first letter of word one is greater than the first letter of word two, word one comes alphabetically last. If the first letter of word two is greater than the first letter of word one, word two alphabetically comes last. If word one equals word two, you gave the same word twice, which means you can just do an else of. Well, I guess in this case, like that's all you need, but you would then have to probably do uh another L. Like you'd probably have to just keep going through. At that point, you'd probably have to do a recursive. Like in this case, you'd probably have to do a recursive. Because you'd have to keep going each individual index and of like the string and comparing them, and then try to figure out which one's alphabetical. Like if you put car, well, that's a bad example. Well, no, if you put like cart and cars, right, or car and cat, it would have to go. Well, C and C are the same, A and A are the same. R comes before T, therefore, it would have to keep slicing through the string to find it. Probably the first time I've seen something that, just thinking about it, goes, it probably needs a recursive statement, or recursive function. Part of me wants to figure out how to write that out, but I'm good. I'll pass. What about it? I mean, it's not like too hard, right? You just have it pass like from the next index, have that compared to each other. It's just you'd have to pass the two words, right? So like it would be like definition, word compare, something like that, or alphabetical. Um, make a 10-minute time. Uh, alphabetical. Check. And it would check the first. Uh, you know, the first index of the words, and then it would return based on it, and then it would just be like recursive, right? So like if you just, fuck, no, I just want to write it. It'd be like definition article, word one, word two, and then you just take like this, right? And it would be like And then I'd probably just still do like an elif statement. It'd be what, just call like alphabetical again? Something like that, right? And then it would be like print alphabetical word one, word two. Oh, but then that would be the issue. How would I solve that? I would have to have it somehow send the words, right? Like I'd have to refine it like way more, but this is kind of like the general idea, right? Because it went all the way through. But T, and then the problem is that it says like T comes alphabetically last. I forgot the return. Oh, actually, it's pretty. Uh, it'd be like else first. Oh, actually, no, it wouldn't. It would have to be like I'd have to like initialize it up here, right? Where it'd be like where they word two copy. It would. Oh no, but it would still copy it, wouldn't it? Because it's going to loop through all of it. Hmm. Yeah, it still gives it because it's so. I guess well, it would probably just be where you don't have this give the print, right? Like you would just run the alphabetical thing and then have it return um like some sort of true false or something like that. And then have it be like if true this, if false that. Um and then you could probably keep the rest of it as is, right? Like you would have to change like these two things to be something else. Yeah, that's like the general gist of it. This is like the first time I've seen something that I'm like, wow, recursive would work for getting through that. I guess the extended uh project testing I did on it, uh, or not project testing, but the extended like warm ups and stuff I did on it, did some good. See, that's what they should have done examples of that for I think for the first. Well, I think they kind of did. It's fine. Okay, where was I? Logical operate. Operator specifies a given condition. Operator or specify one of the given conditions. Numbers greater than or equal to 5 and less than or equal to 8 determines 5 and at most 8. So it must be between and including 5 to 8. Number condition that number is less than 5 or number is greater than 8 determines that either must be not be with choo 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 choo. Sometimes not true. The operator not negates a condition. A true, not A false. A false. Uh, 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 within 5 to 8. Included could also be. If not, a setting. Understood. Mission. Very common way of checking. The expression with also allows as long. Oh yeah, that's I've tried. Very few other. Oh, that makes sense. Especially considering that it's apparently pretty typical to at least be somewhat knowledgeable in other languages. You probably want to keep the same similarities as close as you can together within like reasonable context. Essays type in four. Which of the four is the greatest with and two? And three greatest of the greatest around. In the above example, all three conditions. Please write a program which asks the user age. The age is not plausible. That is, they're 5 or something can't age. Program should print out a count. Oh, I mean, that relatively. You just input what's your age. If greater than 5, uh, prints, okay, you are age years old. If else if age is less than 5, greater than or equal to 1, Prince, I suspect you can't write quite yet. Else, that must be a mistake. That should catch everything. Because if you put like 0 or a negative number, well, I guess technically 0 to a baby, but basically 0 works well enough. Username name is Huey Dewey Louie. Recognize the user as one of the product dog. Question. What do you refer to you? Mickey Mouse's Mickey Mouse has nephews and they have names? What the? Alright, timer done. 10-minute break. Oh. Which, to be fair, the humidity is like seeping in because it's been literally raining for like a week, and my body like feels like it wants to break down. I had to. Oh, I wanted to skip my workout so badly today. I was like, no, I gotta do it. You gotta do it, Mello. Get back. I didn't even do like the short version I do sometimes. I did everything. I got this like I don't know. I got it a long time ago. The Adidas Climalite. Pretty good for when it's cold and humid. Taco Bell kind of fire, yeah, especially when it comes out. Yeah, Jimbo. We didn't get a Gordita Supreme, or what is it? Crunchy Gordita Supreme or whatever. Whichever one is the one that they have the taco inside the Gordita with the chicken. You're doing it wrong. Don't say you know me if you didn't order that. Get the quesadillas. That's some good shit right there. The Dorito taco, get out. What are you, 5? Jimbo, what are you, a 12-year-old Fortnite gamer? What is this? Cheesy beef burrito? That's actually a pretty solid suggestion. Wasn't on the app. Sometimes some places don't have it. Sometimes it's like a menu item that comes like back. But they also have like a crunchy version. At least I've been to Taco Bell's that they've had like a crunchy cheesy beef burrito. Oh, that shit's so good. That with like a crunchy gordita supreme. Woo! Chicken quesadillas. Dang. Taco Bell too expensive. Bro, I can make all that shit at home. I can make all that at home. I thought I'd keep studying. Not good. You give my brain a break. Think you're done crashing out? I believe when I see it, Jimbo. I believe when I see it. That means no more Call of Duty, no more Valorant, no more Apex. Just peaceful days. No League of Legends. Gotta cover my bases here. The council will slightly allow Marvel Rivals because Jeff is in that game. I've never played the game, but Jeff is too cute. That's a valid dog. Oh, it's so mental. Psylocke one trick. I wonder why, Jimbo. I wonder why. If you're not playing Jeff, you're doing it wrong. That is 75 3. Why not 100? Why you stop at 3/4? Expect better from you, Jim. SMH could have had like 100 kills, 60,000 damage, 0 deaths, but instead didn't. Not my Marvel rival streamer. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Marvel Rivals is a game I'll watch people I know stream it, but I have like no real internal drive to play it. Does that make sense? Like I don't know why, which is really weird. Usually, if I enjoy watching someone play a game, it usually means I want to play the game myself. But I don't know. I was just like I'll watch people play, but I'm just I don't feel playing it. Also, that game lives and dies by its balancing, which is probably gonna run into the same struggles as what Overwatch One had. To be fair, as long as they don't fall for like they don't end up making a goats meta, they'll be fine. I don't know how long people would keep playing it for though. Like, it'll probably be a while as long as they do decent balancing. The real big thing when you play like when you make a game that's like a hero competitive game, right? So there's like a character and has abilities and stuff like that. Is you kind of have to stay on top of it as soon as something that makes the game kind of unfun pops in. So like what really killed Overwatch 1 was that they introduced Brigitte, and then when the goats comp came out, instead of just nerfing her into the ground and then figuring out how to buff her from there, they kind of just left it alone for way too long. And it's goats comp is not very fun to play. Especially like when the only counter to goats comp is a goats comp. Because she was single handedly the reason it worked, honestly. Like you kind of take Brigitte out, it kind of just falls apart because her kit was just that strong. But they just took too long to try to dismantle that. Which I think is just a like a trap that like developers for character based competitive games fall into. Is that if they release a new character and that character is kind of like oppressive, they're pretty hesitant to nerf it. In the case of a game like I'd say Apex, League of Legends, where you have to spend some sort of currency to unlock the character, I can kind of understand it. Though there's ways around it. You could literally just refund the currency that people use or give them an option, be like, look, this character is a problem. We're nerfing him into the ground. If you'd like to refund the character, you have like 2 weeks or something. You can get your currency back. But in the case of like Overwatch, where you didn't pay for the characters, like it made absolutely no sense to not just nerf the problem points into the ground and then buff them up. I also think part of it was just because they rushed too much into the esports thing too quickly. They didn't let Overwatch like stabilize with a stable player base. The amount of pros that are cycling in and out of the Overwatch scene was so big. Like it was just like running like it was like putting water into an empty bucket. Right, new water would go in, but that new water would also go out. Which I mean couldn't really be blamed because the players would go into the Overwatch League, they'd get popular there, then they'd realize they make more money while streaming and it's more like comfortable because you don't have like a team breathing down your neck, and you can like just enjoy yourself and play. So then they would just leave the pro scene, and then they just It's just Overwatch is just so many different bad decision making things that kind of just collapsed what supports it had that it could have done. It's also kind of funny because the breaks will end when like the ads start, but since the breaks ending is when I start studying, I don't really think it's that big of. It'd probably be worse if like the break was in the middle of the ads. But yeah, I don't know. I'm chilling with Super Vibe though. If it wasn't because I had changed my weekly content schedule to be studying all Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'd be playing Super Vibe for sure. Guys, there's a new update today. They kind of buffed Myth. They buffed Ghost, which I think is a little. Mm. Mm. Hopefully, it doesn't turn into a Hudson problem, but well, probably not because unlike Hudson, Ghost actually has a like a bar that keeps him from shooting infinitely, and he has to manage it. Booting up the Valorant? Never. I don't even have it installed. Honestly, I don't even think playing with Yuna could make me reinstall that. It's just I thought about it. I was like, I can't. I can't. I'd rather just go play something else. All right. Break time's over though. Back to studying. Ads will be starting in a little bit. These are a program which asks. Wait, why did it pull it up? And it was already no. The biggest thing that trips me up when doing the and or statements is I need to remember that I still have to rewrite the variable like twice. Because the way my brain thinks about it, right, is if I go points was less than or equal to 89 and like greater than or equal to 80, right? It's like that's how my brain thinks it. That when it's going to compare it, it looks at this and we'll compare it twice, right? Like so it'll compare the variable to both, but that's not how that works. And that's a bad habit that I kind of broken. Because I was doing it a lot when I was writing the calculator originally. where I was trying to make an and or statement, and then in doing so, I wouldn't like rewrite the thing twice. I would write it once. Hey. I guess this could just. Good for like repetition practice though, to kind of get it in your brain. Oh, it's in. User for an integer number. If the number is divisible by 3, the program should print out fizz. If the number is 5, program should print out buzz. If the number is divisible by 3 and 5, it should print out fizz buzz. Fizz buzz. That's still something I don't know why I do it. Like that's something that's been constant where I need the quotations, but I keep forgetting to do it. Hmm. Oh, is it? It's probably just an order. Like I should put this here and move these down. Yeah, because it'll never. If I have the ones, if I have it on top of it, it's never gonna make it pass, right? Because the number is divisible by both 3 and 5. So it'll never make it past either of the if statements. The only way probably would have been able to do that. Another way to do that would have been do this. Pretty sure that works. Yeah, that's another way to do that. Then like it should still completely work. That's like 5 buzz, 9 fizz, 4 we get nothing, 15 we get fizz buzz. Because that's where my brain gets a little. Because this is kind of like what I was like kind of mentioning earlier, where the other course kind of didn't really. I don't feel like it did a good job of kind of hammering in when to use if and when to use if elif, right? And in this case, if is way more efficient, right? Because we want it. Because if we do the elif statements, it's well as we saw, it's three lines of well technically 6 lines of code with the elif, the order of how you put the if elif like matters. But with this, it's like you have like 4 lines of code and you're done, and it does everything you want from it. And it's really good because it works both ways, right? It's just with the if else elif, it also like kind of puts in your brain that if you're using if elif, and it's potentially possible that one of the if statements could stop the like one of the further elif statements, and you don't want that. Like it makes you think of the order that it like checks. So, which to be fair, it should probably be the case that it should always check, at least for and statements, more than likely or statements as well. That the more parameters it has to go through, or the more checkpoints it needs to run, should be higher up in the coding, right? Like it should, well, because they actually gave a really good example of like how to do it. It's just my brain didn't really click it till now. Is it was like they showed an example of the person inputs 4 numbers, and then it checks which is the greatest number. And in the first one, it checked if the first number was greater than the second, third, and fourth number, like in one go. And then it's like the next one checks if the second number is greater than the third and the fourth number. Then it checks if the third number is greater than the fourth number. And if all those are false, then it's the fourth number. And it's like it low key also kind of like shows your brain, well, at least for my brain, it like logged it in that it was like, oh, it should be because like in hindsight, right after like writing the code and running it, my brain went, oh, it should be like the two variables should be at the top, and it makes more sense that way, period. Because it's if it were if so like I don't know, it's kind of to me it's kind of a thing that makes more sense that the more things that need to be checked should be checked first, so that way it's like you kind of get it out of the way. But yeah, really good. The really good part, like this course, the MOOC one, has really good like simple, I would say, problems that kind of kind of what I was mentioning the other day, like primes your brain to think about things differently. And that's like really important when it comes to technology things. Because like you can learn the hard coded knowledge, but learning the instincts and having your brain think of things differently is something that like some people say you got it or you don't. I don't believe that within variance. To some degree, there's going to be some outside of the box thinking that's like just hard to teach someone how to do. But you can kind of train somebody to think about things in a bit more of a flexible manner, right? Or you can even say reflexive manner. And it's just like, it all comes down to just conditioning a person's brain to think about things differently. And once they get used to it, they'll start, it starts becoming second nature. Now, obviously, they might not be as fast as somebody else at it, right? Like somebody else might see something off the rip and go, oh, this is like, they'll start tackling it from like their brain will inherently understand that they need to tackle it from outside of the box. While somebody else they'll tackle it from inside of the box and then they'll get stuck. But if they've been conditioned to think about things outside of the box, when they hit that wall and they go, man, I don't know how to get around this, they go, maybe I'm looking at it from the wrong direction, right? And they'll start like just expanding slowly what they know. And like not necessarily what they know, but they'll look stuff up and things will like click and fall into place. And you can condition that to obviously varying degrees, but you can condition that. And it's like, because again, when I took the computer, I got my associate's degree for computer maintenance. I've seen people that like honestly barely knew anything about computers, and the instructors were really good at not necessarily making them really good at like computer stuff, like just naturally, but really good at being able to look up information and then have their brain like kind of be like, oh, I can use this in like this sort of way and then do it, which obviously doesn't make them as fast as some of the of some of us other students who had way more experience and way more knowledge on computers. Because even in those cases, we've either, to us, it either just makes sense in this way, or, we've already conditioned our brains to think about things differently. But like, they could still do the thing, which is important. And I feel like a lot of times in, especially university courses, that's kind of lost. They like kind of focus a little bit too much on the theoretical, which to be fair, that's kind of what university education is kind of for. In a lot of cases, it's like, it's kind of, university's kind of always been designed. It's kind of weird now because with the shift in how most places want you to have a bachelor's degree, it's like, well, the schools are still teaching theoretical stuff, but not necessarily doing a really good job of teaching you how to apply it practically. And it's like, I don't know, this MOOC is pretty good. I would definitely still suggest like running it in tandem though. I definitely don't think one's better than the other. I think they both have their strengths, and it's really good to just use both if you're kind of like, to cement what you know. Like I'd definitely probably suggest doing it probably this way, where you do the MIT Open Courseware sort of stuff, or like a higher kind of more in depth like theoretical side of things, and then you tackle it. You take another program that's like good quality that kind of like brings a little bit more down to earth, gives you a few more down to earth examples, stuff like that, to help kind of like cement the foundations that might have been a little shaky. Looking like a jello chicken. But yeah, no, I don't know. This program's really good. I'm glad I decided to kind of like do a little bit more research over a weekend, like about 2 weekends ago, and then like save the info and then kind of just do this. It's honestly like it's it's cemented some other things. It's kind of like been like, okay, this is like sense, and then it has taught me some new stuff, some new little tricks that I didn't know, like how you don't need to technically have something be like equals true to execute, which was really weird to find out because almost every time I found like we wrote it, I don't know, maybe it's because like maybe it's more of an industry standard thing to have the Boolean flag in it or not. I don't know, but that was trippy. Finding out that like A is considered less than B, and so on and so forth, alphabetically from A to Z, like just because their index values on the alphabet is like inherently tied to them. Didn't know that. That was really interesting to learn. with a 0. Oh, they input this year into it. Yeah, the weird thing where uh people don't realize there's a bit of a caveat to leap years, in that every 100 years that leap year is not a leap year unless it's like divisible by 400. Like it's a really weird system, but it's what keeps the the days kind of where they're supposed to be and keeps them from shifting forward slowly. It's a really interesting system. Kind of insane that they came up with it, honestly, and that it works. At least from we could tell, it works. The weather itself is still losing its shit, but you know, this one seems kind of fun though. I want to do it. I guess this is kind of like what they were talking about. You can do it like two different ways. Keep forgetting the quotations. I feel like it's still easy. Oh, the quotation mark. Oh, Lunar, so big. Hello. How's your week going? Let's test it. Oh wait, I forgot like the most important thing. I'm trolling. I forgot the basic. It's not a leap year. What's a leap? Like what? 2000? Standing in negative 20 C knee high snow, suffering the consequences of. Oh, you really do. You really do. You gotta, you know, you gotta stop it and petition them to just put in like an indoor hookah bar instead. Boom, done. Problem solved. Bro, I'd never. To be fair, I was kind of lucky because when I used to smoke, it was in a. I had the opposite problem. It'd be really fucking hot. It'd be like 100. Well, I think like during the summer it'd be like 110 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius. It's pretty high up there though. And then I'd put like I'd open the door and I'd be like, man, I guess I'm not as addicted to smoking as I thought. Close the door, go back. I'm good. Too hot, dog. Meanwhile, I'd see the other guys just sitting there sweating buckets at the outdoor tables. Just I'm just like y'all are crazy. Nah, get me out of here. The wind picked up. Oh no. Oh no. A lunar sickle. Cut down. Dude, I'm telling you, weather gets extreme, it does wonders for you figuring out how addicted you are to it. Just like, I don't think I'm that addicted. I don't know. Not at all. To be fair, I don't know. I I used to smoke like I think the highest I got to was like 3/4 of a pack a day, and then I realized how expensive that was to keep up, and I went, damn, I think I'm done smoking, and then I just never smoked again. Like I'll do it from time to time, just fine, but I don't know. My brain gets addicted to like video games and other things. It doesn't really get addicted to like cigarettes. To be fair, I probably had to deal with the fact that like what I was smoking wasn't exactly cigarettes or like cigarellos. They're just like smaller, so it was more like closer to like a cigar than it is like a regular cigarette. So I had like slightly less of the like artificial stuff, but it was still pretty addictive. Some of the other guys are smoking the same thing. They down like a pack of half a day, and I'd be like, damn, you live like this economy with this university bills, sheesh, crazy. They're like, yeah, I just don't eat a meal. I'm like, wow, that's insane. I guess that's probably what it is. I like eating more. My brain went, do I give up food? Do I give up cigarettes? Cigarettes it is. 3 letters programs and then print out whichever letters were in alphabetical order. You may assume the letters will be either all uppercase or all lowercase. All right, this one's actually a little interesting of a try. Or at least I'm intrigued. Forgot your gloves? Don't lose your fingies. Usually real bad. Go through two a day. Now down to a quarter of a pack, if not less. Telling you. I'm telling you, when it's like when you're comfy, you're like, yeah, I'm hella addicted. When you're not comfy, you're like, might not be as addicted as I thought. My willpower might be stronger than I expected. Oh. No, it's only to do LF. This has to fit. There's certain parameters I feel that would be. Well, would it? I'll do both. I'll do an LF statement and then I'll do an L statement. Oh, I just realized it could be a couple different ways. Give up on the addiction survival. It's. I'm telling you. You find out You find out real quick. To be honest, I feel like I feel like if you're, it's a pretty easy way to tell if you're like addicted to like the action of going through the motion or actually addicted to the thing itself. Is because somebody's like actually addicted won't give a shit. They'll still be out there, like frostbite, but I'm sick of it. I've seen those people, and then the rest of us are just like, I think I like my fingers back inside. I think I like not having heat. But hmm. So I didn't print anything, which means it didn't get caught in it. Why not? The answer should be P. So should have checked if letter 1 is greater than letter 2, or letter 1 is greater than letter 3. So X is greater than 2. It's greater than 3. I'm gonna write it the other way. I'm lazy. Hmm. That doesn't work on capital letters. No, it just doesn't work on that. Wait, why is it not working on that? I'm missing a parameter. If letter 1 is greater than letter 2 and less than letter 3, uh, letter 1 is greater than letter 3 and less than letter 2, it's not. It's greater than both. Or that one. Letter 2 is greater than letter 1, it's not. And less than letter 3, which is not. We do this. And if, oh, I did this one wrong. There we go. That's why. Got the code wrong. I feel like there's still a way to do this with the if, like the other way. This way just seems easier. Because it would be like if letter 1 is greater than, well, it's like I feel like I had it written out like decently enough. I think I was like missing something. Where it's like if letter 1 is greater than letter 2 or letter 1 is greater than letter 3, then it goes down. And then it's like, if it hits that and then it goes, oh, it's probably because I should have gone if, I should have just like tied it together. If letter 1 is less than 2 or letter 1 is less than 3, then you print that and then you kind of like loop that all the way down. Like do something like, no, okay, like it's still not getting caught. Why? Like, what am I missing? Time for handy dandy Python tutor. Okay, then letter 1 checks if it's greater than letter 2 or greater than letter 3. It is. It just terminates. It just terminates here. Oh, That's why you can't use the elif in this situation because this is one of the caveats where if you use elif, it causes a problem. Because in order for it to go to the elif statement, it has to not be caught by the first one. But since you can technically have the first one be correct, like the first if be correct, but not the loop inside of it, it would cause problems. And then in that case, you would have to like rewrite all the stuff inside of it, right? Again, anyway, which would then defeat the whole purpose. Because at that point, you might as well just make a function. I should have realized that. This is really good, though. This is really good. This is what I wanted from the other one. Programming Python a lot. I think he's using it to make guitar switch as a hobby right now. Oh, nice. Yeah, this is my side project. It's for a gotcha game I play. The calculator part is done. There's more than likely stuff. I can do refinements still, right? Like for instance, this could be an else. Stuff like that. But the next step is learning how to make it read write a file, so that way it'll like store the data and then pull the data, and then package it so someone doesn't need Python if they want to use it, and then this will be done. I can only count to 4 noises. I think I make more than 4 noises in my sleep, honestly. But it's been fun. Now the question is can I turn it into a yub? Because the last couple attempts I've done at taking a skill and turning it into a job has not exactly turned out well. I think I'm good at when it comes to coding is guessing or something is wrong. Why, how, or how to fix is nah, never brain cell too. To be fair, being able to pick out like where the issue is like useful. Oh, the amount of times I've stared over here when I break it, and I'm like, why are you not working? And it's still just like not working, and I'm like, why? What's the fuck is wrong with you? Like, it's been a little less in the more recent times it's broken, but it's just it's yeah, yeah, yeah. Being able to figure out is a pretty good skill set, honestly. Oh, this is kind of up. Break time. 10 minutes. Start the clock. Oh, I was about to get started. That actually was a pretty good. Well, I really like the exercises this course has, though. I feel like it's I'm benefiting it from it more than if I had started with this course because I would have kind of just blindly walked through it. But since I know a bit, going through it kind of allows me to run things. Like for instance, this was a great practice for realizing if elif wouldn't work, stuff like that. Also, you can see the difference. Is why I wanted to write this. Look at this. Look at this block, and you look at this block, and they do the same thing. Like, what is this? 5 to 16 versus 18 to 26. So you cut like 3 lines out. That's 11 lines here. 8. Which, you might be like, oh, Mello, 3 lines. Yeah, when it starts stacking up, you start cutting out 3 lines, 3 lines, 3 lines, 3 lines. At the end of it, you've cut out like probably 100 lines along your project. Like, for instance, this one, replacing it with else really wouldn't do anything. Actually, it would do something. It would brick the while loop, pretty sure. That's why that if is there. I don't think you can you do an else while loop? Me is supposed to be a 10-minute break from my brain, also me researching things. I'm not very good at taking breaks when I want to study or when I want to learn something. What if you vibe with the father? Nice. Have some good vibes. A good job on deciding to keep your fingers. Very proud. Oh my goodness. No, don't look, Mello. You can't work on that for another like 6 minutes, at least. I must ignore the problem. Speaking of, Jesus Christ, man. Nothing sucks more than having your dog wake you up like early in the morning because of a storm and then not letting you go to sleep for a couple hours because he's like losing his shit, even though it's not the first storm we've had in this house. And he's been perfectly fine ever since. And then you finally go to sleep and you wake up when your alarm goes off and you're like dying. And then you're just like, fuck it, whatever, right? You drag your corpse out of bed and you go downstairs and you see this little like, at least it wasn't a puddle because it's like carpet, but he's like, this little lion of pee that he kind of drew when he was like circling at the bottom of the stairs. And now I'm tired and annoyed because now I have to clean when I'm tired. And all I want to do is just go back upstairs and sit on my computer for a couple minutes. I let my brain wake up. I was actually kind of concerned though because uh the wind sounded like it was kind of up there, but I'm guessing it came from a direction where the house blocked it because it didn't move the trash can at all. But I didn't have like the trash can like up flush to the wall like I normally would because since it's been raining so much, there's a corner of our like little back square patio thing we have. It's a bit insulting to call it a patio, but that's what it's called. Uh, where it like pulls water and I usually try to like not leave the trash can on top of it because if I do and the sun comes out, then it won't dry, which then leads to mold, which is bad. So I usually try to leave the like just in case, even though we've had like no sunlight. I think we had a little bit of sunlight like yesterday for like a solid hour, and then it went back to no sunlight. But but yeah, And so I was like mildly concerned. And I was like, a bit, I was like, oh shit. The wind sounds pretty strong, but I couldn't really tell which direction it was coming from. Because in this room, the rain sounds just as loud on the other corner of the room as it does on the side that I'm on, so it's pretty hard. You like at least for me, like as a regular person, it's kind of hard to tell from like which direction the wind is blowing when it's raining. Uh, I was like, man, I just hope it doesn't blow the thing in the middle of the street. Someone has an accident, like my trash can. Which I mean, to be fair, it was like in the house, but we've had winds strong enough that if we left it out there, it would be like I've seen the neighbor's trash can from half a block up be down here by our like intersection. I've watched him do the walk of shame to come all the way down to grab it and then go all the way back up. That was actually kind of funny. But the so yeah, my main concern was that. But then when I went like my alarm went off and I went out. Well, because like my first thought was like, do I just put pants and jacket on and go and move the trash can to make sure that it's like not gonna get blown away? Spends like 2 minutes listening to how hard the rain is like hitting the roof. Nah, I'll just hope that the trash can's like there when I get out of bed. The trash can was there. I forgot that it was gonna storm. I was informed it was supposed to storm. I just forgot. So I should have just had the trash can. Like basically, I should just leave the trash can up against the wall of the house unless it's sunny outside when I wake up, and then I move the trash can, and then I just put it. Good night. I don't know. It's been pissing me off though. It's been raining for like a week straight. I don't do well with lots of rain. Not necessarily because of the rain itself, but because of the humidity that comes with the rain. It makes me kind of feel like my body's falling apart. Always been a thing. Has nothing to do with age. Been like this since I was like 6. Because I've lived in other places where it rains a lot when I was much younger. Same issue. I just like potato on the couch, not doing anything. Mom's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'd be like, "The weather." She'd be like, "Oh, too bad. Get off the couch." And I'd be like, "Shit." Oh, yeah, I don't do very. To be fair, I probably should have a dehumidifier in my room, but I don't feel like having to carry that bucket up and down a flight of stairs. Like half a flight. Basically, because, my room's on top of the garage. I don't have a sink in the garage. I can't pour it out the window either, especially because, well, all my electronics are next to the window because that was the only real spot that I could put my electronics, aka my computer with my desk and stuff. Um, but that's not really an option. There's also no space to just have one of those dehumidifiers that you can just hook up to the window, right? Can't really do that either. Um, but yeah, so I'm kind of just here in Spain without the S. I do have a dehumidifier like down like right outside my door, but that's a lot for me. To be honest, I should have one in the garage. But that bad boy would be filled like every day. Every day, I'd have to empty that shit on a daily basis. Ridiculous. So humid. Rains too much. Nope, stop. It's just I keep wanting to start looking at the problem because it intrigued me because it's like a pseudo tax thing. But I must take the break. What do I eat for dinner today? Oh right, I need to eat something with the rice. I guess I'll just be rice with pork. Maybe cook the steak so that doesn't go bad. Probably cook the steak too. Like rice, with pork, steak. Thumbs up. Sounds like a plan. I did like cook the carbonara, the frozen one from yesterday, but I don't usually like eating it multiple days in a row because the flavor kind of like piles up a little too much. Yeah. All right. Ads are starting soon. Now I get to start to run this little program, so this will be fun. All right. Let's see. Mm, oh, it needs to be a float though, doesn't it? Oh wait, does it? No. No, I think it'll be an integer. I'll just take it as an integer. Let the multiplication figure it out. Did it again. I hit the curly brackets and I don't even understand how. Oh, that's why the formula works, because you subtract the 5,000 from it. Oh, never mind. Don't need this. How'd you get pre-rolls? If it was right now, I think it's cause like It gets a little weird when you come in because I think the uh, ads had no, actually no, you came in like 5 minutes after. I don't know. Question. Honestly, ads are weird when I have it like running automatically. Sometimes it like the message will pop up, but then like the ads will still be going like farther, like longer than expected. I don't know. Twitch is weird. What's up, Zurich? How's the day going? Maybe it's all a lie. Maybe it's all a scam. They never meant it to begin with. I wonder if it's more efficient. I mean, I think the amount of lines doesn't really matter. And then I think like the for variance sakes, it's probably still better if I just make it an if lf 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 lf. Oh wait. Hmm. I think it has to be the less than here. I think they give an example for if it lands on the dot. For the calculation. Yeah, okay. Value in what's made that 550,000. They was fine up until a car door fell off. Interesting. I think some errands as hard as we were done. At one place, the sliding door of the van fell off its railing and bracket. I don't think I've ever had that happen to. We've had it where it didn't want to close, and then I had to like do some finagling on it. But I don't think we've ever just had it randomly fall off. I had a regular car door fall off. I don't know how that happened either. Actually, I think it was like one of the hinges like rusted through, so I just like. But yeah, I bet that put a bit of wrench in the plans for the day. With the percentage, that's a pretty decent little hike and cross. Almost like 4 times the jump, like 3 point something. Oh yeah. All right, work. Attacks. Ta-da. Works fine. Oh shit, I forgot to put I put the 45-minute timer on. I think I was forgetting something. Yeah, the 45-minute one. I was off by like 5 minutes. See, this is why I had the extra. Which is good enough. Technically, not really. I definitely went a little longer because I'll try to keep an eye on it when it's like 10 minutes till the ad break. We'll take a break. Back to some more simple while loop. Not the square root loops. Almost sound like I was saying like the Fruit Loops. Already had some issues prior to where it didn't like to open all the way. You know, force it. Try to fix that issue. But is a heavy procrastinator? Things like that. What is his hand like this? Say it. Oh. Oh, so yeah, like we've had issues with the sliding doors on our vans, but it's usually won't open, won't close. Which with the newer ones, it's usually because there's an issue with the motor. With the older ones, it was an issue with like the chain system at the bottom. I don't think we've ever had where the door just falls off. I had plenty of other issues with it. The windows. There was one time we had to, what was it? The locking mechanism. We were like on a trip in a timeshare, like way out, like from where we lived. And the locking mechanism on one of the doors didn't want to lock. And so me and dad just like took the entire panel off. And basically, I think I ended up taking like a pair of like locking pliers and kind of just turning it and locking the mechanism so that that door was just permanently locked. That was fun. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had like a door come off just randomly like that. Like of our cars. There was one time on one of the cars I was working on when I was in high school that the hinges were like really rusted and the guys kept like opening and closing it and the door just came right off and I was like, not me. I ain't fixing that. All right, we'll just keep asking. I'll ask for a number, then I'll take it, and then I'll just square it. Like, would you like a square number? Like the square number. Or would you like the square number? 10. Would you like the square number? -1 breaks the loop. Yeah, I had to do a lot of while loops over here, so I kind of have like the basic like grasp of that. For loops or something I need a little bit more practice with, that's for sure. Numbers above zero. In either case, these are inputs to number zero. The program should stop asking for numbers and exit. You'll find. Oh. Let's see. Asks for a number. Oh, why did I. Bro, I keep hitting the curly bracket somehow when I'm trying to do regular parentheses. Oh, that broke the loop. Why? Is it because of the else? Shouldn't be. Didn't it just loop back to that? It's because of the else. That was because of the else? Hmm. I didn't see like why it does. I need my brain to understand why it does that. No, like yeah, I shouldn't have broken that. Oh, I think it's because of the LF. Okay. I can still use the other one, it's just I needed to use the LF. So this can still be else. It's just this has to be LF. Because if not, then it just keeps running down the line. What's a negative one? Okay. See? Like stuff like that didn't really get like or at least I would say the practice features that they give for the practice problems, like kind of I don't know, didn't really allow for stuff like this for learning possibility. But they're still fine. Like a higher level, so it's fine. Even though it's supposed to be a course that's for people that don't know jack shit. You know, it's honorable. Print out account. Oh, because it's a debugging thing. Sounds really that's extremely simple. It's if number equals 0, break. Pretty sure that's just yeah, pretty easy fix. User for password. Program should then ask the user to type in the password. The user types in first password. The program should keep on asking types the first and correctly. Hmm. Oh, I guess the else doesn't, shouldn't it? I guess not. I guess I like in this case I still have to like tell it if it equals. Or maybe if I like typed it correctly. It still worked. Okay. I didn't type the password how they wanted it typed. I accidentally put a C instead of a K. So that when I typed it how like the example was supposed to be, it was I was like, where's my code broken? Does this not work? No, it works. Oops. I play video games. I don't do English. And check. There we go. Version gives these 3 attempts at typing and a pen. Two helper variables. Variable attempts. Variable success. Based on what signing in or not. Oh, this one's oh, they, when I wanna. Well, I want to type it out just because. Definitely. Realistically, here you would use return instead of break. Yeah, I kind of figured that wasn't gonna. Wait, that's weird. It still breaks the loop because I wrote the loop. I wrote the code exactly how they had it. Pretty sure. Attempts while true code equals input attempts plus equal one. If code equals 1 2 3 4, success equals break. If attempts equal 3. Oh, it's because put an extra equal. This again. Oh well, actually. Oh, that's not gonna work. I need to do that too. I thought that it would immediately go through, but it doesn't. Okay, yeah. It's because I mistyped that. It's realistically you wouldn't do return. I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, no, because it's. Oh, you would have to break. Would you? No, yeah. Oh, right, because return is a fuck. That's a function thing. Oh, knowledge is starting to meld together and ruining everything. I'm so used to like using my while loops in the functions, right? So I need to have it to return something, and it's like kind of gotten to the point that's so ingrained in my brain that now I just want it to return something when it's not in a function. Uh, debugging print statements identical to the previous example with a crucial difference. Oh, because it would run the it'll hit the attempts before. Yeah, okay, this is kind of what like this is gonna cover kind of what I ran into earlier. Yeah, this is I had this issue or like not issue, but I ran into that wall earlier where it was like what should we call it? Uh, I had the oh the divisible by 3 and 5, right? Where I had it like if divisible by 3, but if divisible by 5, but if divisible by 3 and 5, but but since I had the if divisible by 3 and 5 at the very bottom, it was never gonna make it there because obviously if it's divisible by 3 and by 5, it's gonna get caught by either. Well, it's gonna get caught by the very first one, which is divisible by 3. So I had to like move, just move the bottom one to the top one, which is kind of what I was saying earlier, that it was a really good way of kind of being like, oh, the 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 order generally you more than likely want it if it's something that it can be like this or that or this and that, then you generally want the this and that at the top, and then the this or this and that or this or that, right? Like x and y or x or y, right? Like in that order when you're writing it down. And this kind of they cover that in this one. That's really good. That's really good that they show that because I don't think they did enough of. Well, at least in the lecture, I didn't. I to be fair, I kind of forgot to look at the little code sheet they hand out. So I don't know if maybe in some of those, but it's just like I still think like some of this is like important enough that it was worth to important enough to kind of like make it obvious enough that I shouldn't have had that issue. Or I should have like thought about it like that. But that's also, I guess, like, but I'd argue that it kind of important to know. But to each their own. Tomato, tomato, potato, potatoes. Oh, right. This one doesn't need it. I mean, I guess it doesn't need to be named. Oh, no, it kind of does because we need to add a number to it. See if this works the way I want it. Oh, no, I'm going to have to like initialize it into something else. How do I want to do this? I'm trying to like contain myself to like the simplicity of it because obviously the easy way is to just copy the is to just copy the like do like year two as copy of. Well, but they haven't taught us how to do that. Uh, let's see. Oh, actually, oh, this is actually like a lot simpler. I'm overthinking it because I know like more advanced things. Oh, that's not gonna work. Oh, it'll work if I have it like above, right? Like the order. So like for instance, if I take this and I do that, then I take this. No, it's still an issue where it'll morph the leap year for the answer. I have to make it different. I have to initialize a different leap year. Stuck in an infinite loop. It never breaks. Oh, because I don't give it a break condition. No, it still just infinitely loops. Why? So it goes 2025, leap year equals 0. While true, if year divided by 4, if year is divisible by 4, and leap year is 0, then leap year equals year plus 4 break. Else, if year is not divisible by 0, oh, oops, I went a little too far. Supposed to be break time, but I'll do like pseudo break time. Uh, if leap year equals year plus 4. plus if year is not divisible by 4, leap year equals plus 1. No, it's still infinitely. Hey, the break. It'll be like 4 minutes. Oh, man, I'm kind of glad I got the timer off earlier. Oh, I want to figure this out though. Thought I had while loops down pretty good, but then this kind of threw a wrench in that. The main problem with it is that it wants like I have to keep both years. It wants me to keep the year that they input and then the next leap year after that in the answer. Oh, stop thinking about it. Brain break. Brain break. The breaks have definitely been helping though because I feel a lot less like fatigue. Around this point, like yesterday, my brain was feeling pretty, and I got even worse sleep than I did. I got 2 minutes. I'm gonna go give the dog some scratches because he's bum. You're waking me up early in the morning, and then he's just over there snoozing. He's like, I don't care about it. I don't care about crying about a storm early in the morning. I'll just sleep when the storm passes. He's such a bum, bro. I'm telling you. He's such a bum. He's such a bum. He's such a he's such a pain in the ass, dude. Just look at him. He's like, not a care in the world. He's like, yeah, so what if I kept you up? So what if you had to wake up and clean up my piss at the bottom of the stairs? Too bad. I'm still here. I'm still gonna throw a fit in like 20 minutes because I want food. Now. That is dead. Sometimes drives me up a wall. Oh, I'm trying to figure out if I'm like, I guess I'd have to check on the date on the steak. So it's good. See when it's like used by date is. All right. Ads are starting soon. Break time's over. Last little 50-minute block. Get back to work. And then we'll wrap up the stream. All right. All right. So how do I do this? Oh, I now see the problem. No wonder it doesn't break. It'll never break because the leap year equals year plus one will just keep resetting itself. I don't know that fixes it. Problem two. Oh, all right, because it's an integer. Okay, yeah, that's all I needed to do. Right, because it's an integer, not a list. Duh. But yeah, yeah, I was overthinking that way too much. To be fair, like this is like a really simplistic thing because I should technically be putting in the other steps too, where if divisible by 100 and not divisible by 400, then is not a leap year, right? That deal. But oh, this one's a bit. Wants us to do a loop. Uh, do a loop where it'll take words until it repeats a word. I did it again? Why do I keep hitting the curly brackets? I swear my brain is hitting the 9, but like my finger is not. Actually, this is the case. Take the UB to the lyric. It's not doing its job. It's trolling me. Specifically, no, never mind. You can't have that one. That's the middle finger. I use that too much. Mhm. Oh. Hmm. Oh no, it needs to be the break needs to be above it. Oh crap. Right, because it's gonna see the A. Change the program so the loop ends also. The user types in the same word twice in a row. Yeah. She had to initialize another variable to track that. Because I thought that if you just did it, but then I forget that like that doesn't work in a string because the string goes by per character instead of like per word because it doesn't really understand the difference. Like in a list, right? It would be like if string was a list, it would be, you know, it would take it, comma, was, comma, a, comma, dark, comma. And then you could you could it would then check, the word a, and it would look at was and be like, well, was is an a, so a goes in the list, and then it just keeps going. But since this is Since they haven't taught us like I'm just using strings how to do it with what I could. Like I feel like one way you could be like, why are you limiting yourself, right? Like if you know another way of doing it, which to be fair, like it would have just been like make string a list, takes all the make string a list of like strings, and then have it print the you know it kind of like put together with the dot function, dot operator or whatever. Pretty sure that's what you use to like turn a list into a string. Um, but they haven't taught us all that. And in this case, like it kind of because like code's like about efficiency, right? So it's like I think that's part of the reason I'm kind of like taking to it because it's the way my brain works. It's like why do this the long way when there's like a faster way to do it, right? Like over here, I want to number check to make sure someone always puts in an actual number that's not a float or a negative number. Uh, so if I didn't make a function that did that, I would have to retype out all of this every time a number was expected. And it's just like, I'm good. Chilling. Please write a program that asks the user. I've been developing that bad habit recently where I'll uh I'll put the input like the input and cast it, and I won't put the variable that it needs to be attached to. After reading in the numbers, the program should print out how many numbers were typed in. The zero at the end should not be included in the count. Also print out the sum of all numbers typed in. Zero at the end should not be included in the calculations. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. I guess like that could be under. Doesn't have to be up here. Oh, I forgot to tell it to print. Oh, hello. Mellow. I like that. Actually, a really nice little, uh, really nice little, like, kind of building block thing to kind of put together, what you've learned along the way. They've, to be fair, they have done this in the MIT one, but from like a different angle where it's not like it's not as close together, I would say, in a way. Or like the timing's kind of weird. Or sometimes it's just them going over something, right? Instead of like you actively writing it down. So it'll be like I'm trying to think of it. Well, like for instance, for this example, right? It would like literally instead of them being like, hey, here's the base thing, uh write the thing. Well, to be fair, they did a really good job in the Python code, right? With the car one that I had to do yesterday for the class thing. That one was really well structured because it did this, right? It went, all right, here's like do the very basic of like setting up a class. Okay, you did that. Now add the function like that will be used inside of that class, stuff like that. But in some of the previous ones, it would be like uh in the lecture itself, like they would just go over the slides with something like that, like adding the pieces together instead of just like letting us, instead of just being like for instance, if in the MIT lecture they had done when they were teaching about classes, if they had just again, which is kind of an issue when it comes uh like college stuff and like universities, is because you have a time constraint, right? you have a finite number of hours and a finite number of days that you have to like teach all of this information, and trying to find the most efficient way to do it is pretty rough. And it's just like it's one of the reasons why I think I do like a lot better. I don't know if I would say I do better on like an online course. I definitely wouldn't have when I was younger. When I was younger, couldn't keep focus enough for it. But I definitely could do it better now. But it's like I don't know. It's just hmm. I definitely feel like they could tackle a couple things a little from a couple different angles in the MIT course and be fine. But yeah, I like this one. I like this one because the exercises they have. The MIT has like other stuff that I'm pretty. Oh, that's part two done. Let's go. Or part three. Uh, that I like more than this one. It goes a little bit more in depth, and the ways they break things down with the graphics is a little nicer in my opinion. With like they have like the MIT has like on their slides have this nice little like I don't know, for my brain it works. Like it has like a little like cloud blocked out graphic thing that it'll show you for like when it was teaching you the stuff, which I felt was really, really good. And in this one they kind of don't do that because it's predominantly all just like text based. They do a little bit of like picture stuff here and there, but I don't think it's in regards to like, for instance, how variables work. This lecture is a little, at least so far, is a little too loose on letting us know, like, you know, if you go, uh, like for instance, if you do year equals 2, and then underneath that go my year equals 2, then like basically the way variables work is like kind of like not really taught, but that's also because I feel like this course is a bit more practical. While again, the university course is a bit more theoretical. Like realistically speaking, do I really need to know the in-depth things of how like this stays in memory, this other doesn't? Not necessarily for starting out, like from a practical point of view. Obviously, to further along in advancement and like understanding for computer science, it's incredibly important. But like for just like the ground base stuff, it's like you need the general gist of how a variable works, but you don't really need to know like, hey, this is I like knowing because I just like knowing how things work. So I find that particularly intriguing. But again, it's kind of like the case where a lot of times when you take something at a university level, it's like even like a basic course is they teach you a lot of like theoretical back knowledge that isn't necessarily important to know. Or if you're just trying to find like an occupation or trying to learn for an occupation, which is why I am a very big proponent of, you know, if you don't really know what you want to do, and it's something that like you can find a technical school for and get like an associate's degree, probably a better route to do that. You don't even need to get an associate's degree. Like the technical school I went to, you could get a certificate, or you get an associate's degree. I have like 3 welding certificates. Probably never use them to land a job, but they're there. And then I have a computer maintenance certificate and a computer maintenance associate's degree because the certificate turns into the associate's degree. So you know, it's just like, and it's something that like it kind of made me realize that I probably should have just stuck with computer stuff, honestly, instead of trying to go to like mechanical engineering. Even though that was also just because I ran out of. I did want to take the like kind of engineering course, but I just but not. Porque no tengo dinero. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a very big proponent for like a good technical school, which I mean is a bit of a caveat. But all right, try to see if we can get through this first lesson of part one in the next what like 24 minutes. Yeah, 24 minutes. There'll be plenty of time to get through. Probably mess around with some of the mess around a little bit more with some of the stuff with the wall tree. Tree section, we learn to use the wall tree and that construction of the loop. So the condition is filled every. We need to explicitly break out to avoid an infinite loop. Oh, they updated this playlist. I didn't realize till just this song that it was. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's been a couple other ones, but Christmas song. Banana. I played this a lot for band back in the day, back in high school. We played like a more classical harder composition for it. Fuck. Executed. Happened to never gets executed. Bring the state step. The program is stuck at if. Oh wait, right. Duh. Bro, I literally just read about it and my like okay, my brain's starting to hit the never mind. I take it back. It's hitting the wall. It's 5:30. It's on the dot. Oh. Such a dumb mistake. Wait, why is it not? Okay, not that one actually. Oh, I guess it's because. Oh, I understand why. Because it's since it's not divisible by two, it doesn't do anything. Yeah. See, these are the types of things I need to like condition my brain to remember, which sometimes it does. At this point, I think it's just because it's hitting that like 3.5 hour mark where my brain kind of just starts getting a little too fatigued when it comes to learning. I blame calculus of university. Sitting through 3 hours straight of calculus just kills my brain. Chemistry too. Playing both of those classes. Having to sit through 3 hours of anything mathematical or scientific should be a crime. Like for actual like calculations. Should be a crime, I tell you. Well, to be honest, it should be less than 31 because they wanted it from 2 to 30 and then it include 2. So if I have it to 30, it's not going to. Would it work if I did less than or equal to? Yeah, that works too. Okay, yeah, less than or equals to also. Whereas I just didn't know that with a less than or equal to, it would kind of bork itself. It's fine. Uh, fix it so that it prints out the following. Number equals number is, but no, right. To the print. Oh, I guess this one's kind of redundant. Any Boolean expressions or combination thereof is a valid condition of a loop. Every third number, but only as long as the number is less than 100 and not divisible by. The input is 28. The loop ends with the number 37 because the next number is 40, which is divisible by. Write a loop at some point. It finishes or it doesn't, depending. Oh, yeah. If you do, yeah. They have it where it's like, well, number does not equal 10. Print number. Number plus equals 2. So you put like 9. It'll go like 9, 11, 13, 15. Like, it'll just permanently keep printing out numbers. Pass these. integer numbers greater than 0 but smaller than the. Oh, I guess I could make it. Yeah. Hmm. Would that work? How does that work? I'm thinking I could make it like subtract from the number and then add to another number and have it print. I don't know why my brain, well, because it's all the same. It started reading number as number. Hmm. Number is 5. Small number equals 0. While small number is less than number, small number plus equals. Oh, I didn't give it the print small number. Oh, wait, I did have it. It's just kind of just wrong. Hmm. It shouldn't print the 5, is the problem. Because it goes small number less than number. So 0 is less than 5. So then it goes if small number equals number, break. else small number plus equals 1, print small number. So it goes 0 is less than 5, but it is not equal 5, so we now add 1, print small number. 1 is less than that, is less than 5, does not equal 5. So 2, small number. 2 is less than 5, does not equal 5. Oh, it's because it's gonna hit, it's gonna go 4, and 4 is less. Okay, I understand now. I have it. No, it still goes to 5. Why? Like I know I'm not asking why is it like going to 5. I'm asking why I can't figure out how to make it not go to 5. Like I feel like I'm missing an obvious step. Oh, I guess it's because I need to have these separate then. Yeah, that's what it was. I needed to not have them next to each other. My brain understood like what was happening, right? Where it'd be like 4 and then it would add 1 to the 4 and then print the 4. But for some weird dumb reason my brain didn't like pick up the fact that, well, if you just split them up, right? If you just put it before the if loop, then it won't, it'll still loop through the while loop and still add the numbers. It won't do the other stuff. That's such a simple code and I just messed it up. I guess that's like part of the point where like while loops can be kind of confusing. Like even in some of the simplest ways. Really more complex program. Hours of limit number one number equals blah 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 blah. points to it. Uh, displays what's been printed out so far. Shows the value each variable has. Execution moves forward line by line. So you need to patience sure. Type in an upper limit. The program then prints out the number is the previous one doubled, starting from the and prints out hours of 2. Execution of the program finishes when the next number to be printed would be greater than the limit set by the user. No number is greater than the limit should be printed. Oh, I was about to start it, but that's actually a pretty decent little stopping point. So, well, we skipped the earlier break a little bit, so we'll allot ourselves the extra minute that this break can have. I don't know, this course, it's been really good because it helps me revisit it, reminding me how finicky things can be. Like, for instance, this code is so simple, right? It's so easy. But just the simple fact of having one line in the wrong spot kind of made me go like, what? Like, what's going on? Because like my brain can visualize it. And it's like, this is how it should work. But then when it doesn't, you're just like, fire in the water. Why? And then it's just like, oh, because this napalm. Got it. Like, you figure it out. To be fair, I'm pretty sure if I did this one like earlier in the day, I'd probably be fine. I don't know. There's something about like that 3.5 hour mark, even with the breaks, that my brain just gets fatigued. Oh, I think I know what it is. It's because it's like food time, like 30 minutes before food. This happened when I was gaming too, sometimes too. When I was doing like the more competitive stuff, especially on TFT. A lot of times, the last game on TFT, I would be pretty kind of out of it, which sometimes would work in my favor because sometimes I do overthink things in TFT. And then other times would not be in my favor because I'd do some of the dumbest decisions known to man. And then I'd look back and be like, why did I do all of those? Like, I just look at myself and like, huh, I I don't know why I made those choices. And then I realized that I'm just so dumb. But it's okay. That's what we're here for. That's what the studying's for. But, hmm. I guess it'll depend on how I feel tonight. Tonight may or may not be more studying because Zenlist did the new update, and I won't lie, I've been kind of neglecting Zenlist. Like, I didn't even finish all of my weeklies last week. I didn't, mostly because below 0. But new update came out yesterday. I think tonight we might just take a little break from the studying and do some some uh uh some Zenless, get through the new content and stuff. This won't be like a common occurrence. Like if anything, it might be a common occurrence on the patches, like on major patches and stuff. But it's I don't particularly plan on replacing. To be fair, I do also keep the caveat that I am generally pretty flexible with what I do in my schedule. You know, I'm kind of a bit more of the do what I feel. Obviously, with this one, I'm going to try to be a little bit more stringent with not just like flip flopping and stuff like that, because I want to. I'm kind of serious about learning how to do this. So, and I do have a decent bit of urgency on it. Of sooner rather than later would be nice. But yeah. Tonight we might take a little break. Might go hit up some Zenless. To take the good old Yanagi for a spin. Maybe do some gacha. I still haven't decided if I want to pull for Miyabi or not. But I have the entirety of the patch to decide that. So that means I can wait for the beta leaks for the next characters to see if I want to skip her. I don't think I will, just because of the fact that I pretty much have another team set up for her that she'd be pretty good in. And I mean, I'd have to. Well, the caveat to that is I'd have to test how she plays and do some like little bit of research and stuff. Because if her stacks are as much of a pain to stack up as like I don't feel like it is, but the reason I don't like Ellen or like playstyle or it's kind of annoyed me is that a lot of fights don't really play nice with Ellen because a lot of her attack like damage comes from the buzzsaw kick. Um, you cannot. It doesn't help when just about every content they've been adding, the most of the bosses and monsters jump away from you fairly often, and it's like she just really doesn't do a whole lot of damage without unless she's getting fed a lot of energy without doing the buzzsaw. Because if she's getting fed energy, then she can just constantly do her tail slap into the buzzsaw maneuver, so then it's like a non-issue. But if she's kind of not getting any energy, which is fairly often, not to mention that you kind of really want her paired with a stunner, and right now like the stunner I have for that team is kind of dog, you know, and because it's just a very bare bones Anbi. But yeah, so the reason I think I'll probably pull for Miyabi is I'm not overly we kind of know who the next two characters are. Can't really say I'm all that interested in either of them. One of them's like a singer lady. I guess I'd have to see like what her combat looks like, but not really like, not really the type of character I usually pull for. And then the other one's like her bodyguard, but they use like wires or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if we know their exact weapon yet. Whips, wires, ropes. But the design looks pretty nice, but still kind of like eh. I like, to be honest, I'm more interested in the dual flail chick, see how like she plays, but we were all kind of, well, not we, but most people assumed that those were going to be the next ones because they had actual concept art, like finalized concept. Like we'd known about them for a while because of like actual released content or concept arts and stuff. But then they pulled it into the Tokyo Drift of the singer with the bodyguard, which we knew absolutely nothing about until they were just like, here, here's a video. So I might just go for Miyabi and then, skip the next two banners and then see what comes after. I do want to make sure I have enough for in case they ever do the some of the mercenary peeps. Because there's the Soldier 11 Obol squad peeps, and then there's like the mercenary people from the Void Hunter videos. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there. We're gonna go say hi to Oopsie, who I haven't seen around in a while they're playing the new Marvel Rivals. But I'm gonna go figure out what to eat. I can literally feel my brain just dying. So we're gonna say hi. Thank you everybody for watching. I do appreciate it. Tonight will more than likely be Zenless just to give my brain a bit of a break and then get cut off on that. But if it's any day, have a good day. If it's any day, have a good day. I did it. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.